Hi folks, and welcome to Ancient Alien Theory, the Facebook page with news and more on ancient aliens. We got a lot of stuff to go over. It's going to be some interesting things this time around, and I hope you enjoy it. This is a little bit of a new format, second week of doing it, and I hope you enjoy what it is that we got to offer. So here you go. Big shout out to Matthew Bowers, who is the chief of this page, and also to Clarence Mitchell, an admin on this page as well, and has his own show that you should check out. Okay, I want to take this opportunity to thank Shannon Shea, Michelle Harry. I assume that name is a combination of her and her mates. Shannon did the new graphic for me, which you're looking at right now, and I want to thank her for that. Thanks for the effort, Shannon. I appreciate all effort anybody puts in, actually. So thanks again. And so on that note, we're going to get on with what we got to present to you this week, and I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to installment 7 of the Ancient Alien Theory update. It's not really an update anymore. It's more of a informational type venue. So this week we're talking about ancient maps and ancient structures. Some structures we'll be talking about are on these ancient maps and some are not. Either way, you're going to get a very interesting conglomeration of things that, well, we touch on, but we don't really investigate that deeply. And that's what this episode is all about. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, folks, here's what we got going on. We got some great stuff on the maps, very old world stuff. If you want to look at them any closer, freeze it, and you can go ahead and look at it. You'll see several rock maps that were made, and one in particular is the Germany, the one that shows Germany, and it shows England, it shows France, and it's all on a rock. It shows Greenland, and most of Spain. It's a heck of that shows all of Africa as well, and I've got a lot of pictures of that. And then of course the 1400s, and then we have a map from the Sumer time period as well. That's awesome. All rock maps. Then we have some other maps of the fields belonging to Abu Inama'an. This was in 2112 BC. That's kind of cool. I got a bunch of those maps there by popular demand. And then I have one that shows Antarctica, which shows it as covering a huge area. You want to check that out, as well as it looks like it's probably during the Ice Age. Wow, the ice caps are huge. So then we have a map on a wall of a cave. That's kind of cool. Oh, let's see. Yeah, another map with Antarctica. Huge, 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 huge. I think what you're seeing is showing pyramids all over the place and mountain ranges and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm just going to let you look at these maps. They're scrolling through as I talk. So found some awesome maps. And so that's it on the maps. I'm going to, I could talk a little longer to give you more time to look at them. I guess I can do that. But anyway, this is the map section of today's weekly update. I hope you all caught the radio broadcast with Clarence, that's a judge, by the way, not Clarence Mitchell, our AA admin that has this blog radio, blogtalkradio.com. Get with Clarence Mitchell, and he'll be sure to let you know all the particulars on that. Also, you'll want to check out MJ12 Ice to the Skies as well. Okay, those maps should be about done scrolling now, and we'll move on to the ancient structures. And I'm going to do these by continent. So, here we go with that. Okay, so these are ancient structures. They're going to start with the Russian ones, mostly because they're so darn old. They are so old that they're having a hard time actually dating them. If you look at this first dolmen I have up, it predates. It's over 12,000 years old. It's probably, I believe they said 25,000 years is what they're estimating on that. Now this second one, as you can see, is also from Russia, and also from the same time period, as well as the next one. And okay, this fourth one is actually in Peru. They say it predates Aztec, Maya, all of them, Inca, all of that. They're trying to say that it's Atlantean, but we'll see what that. Okay, here's another one from the same area. Very interesting formations. They just recently found these, by the way. And all right, here's another of the Russian. Here's a Russian, another dolmen in Russia. This one they said something about. I'm gonna have to back check, but one of you can back check, but it's supposedly 25,000 years old. Then we have structures in the water. I believe those I've seen online before. That's also in Russia. Now we're looking at an underwater Stonehenge is what we're looking at. This is up in Canada. Actually, it's in Lake Michigan, and it's we're looking at it downward from the top, and we're looking at the way the dial is set up. Okay, and okay, so this, let's see, structure. Okay, this is an underwater dolmen under the water. This is actually up above Canada, near the Arctic Circle. You see these on land quite a bit. It's kind of interesting. Okay, here's what they recently found in Cuba. This is very, very cool. Now, this tells a lot about, probably Cuba was part of Atlantis. I think a lot of us believe that anyway. I certainly do. Okay, and this is the one off in Cuba as well, from a side view, from a diver. Some of these you won't find anywhere else but right here. Now, this here was found up in Alberta, Canada. It's a very cool astrological mound site. Okay, now this is another from the inside looking out on the Russian dolmens. That's the only way in and the only way out right there. Okay, now this is a 7000 BC. It's right off the coast of Africa, Dwaka, Africa, and it shows an underwater structure there. I'm going to move on to the next one. Now, this is up in Quebec. This is actually Inukshuk dolmen that was made, about 1,000 years ago. But it's still standing today. It looks like a human, or some kind of humanoid. Okay, I'll move along. All right, now here, this is what they call Waffle Rock in West Virginia, and it's very cool. Most people I've talked to recently about this say it's not natural. All right, so now we have, this is outside of Japan, this little collage here. I know a lot of you have seen these, but it's also part of the whole mystery. And that would be it for the current bunch of structures that I have on file right this minute. I'm going to go into the structures more at another point. I'm not getting a lot of input, but what I really want to concentrate on is the age of these things. The age of these things is absolutely mind-blowing. 12,000 years, 25,000 years, 9,000 years. I believe that they were trying to tell us for quite a while that humans have only been able to do, 10,000 years ago, we were supposedly only picking freaking fruit off the trees, but hunter-gatherer kind of thing. I do not believe that at all. I don't believe at least it was like that everywhere on the earth. But there's a lot of proof to show that we were a little more than hunter-gatherers, folks. Different races were probably at different stages. I mean, we can't expect all humans to progress at the same rate. Now, what I'm going to do next on this segment is I'm going to start something that I'm going to finish on the next one, which is the conspiracy theories and government cover-ups. But I have a lot more information to gather on that. I mean, my word, I could go on forever with that kind of stuff. There's just so much that has been covered up over the years that I don't think we can ever hit it all in the way that it should. So instead of going worldwide going to cover-ups, I'm going to start, and I'm going to stick to UFO alien contact cover-ups rather than every conspiracy, because that would be, I could do a 16-week-long series that went on every day to cover that. But anyway, that's this week's roundup, and I believe I've said just about enough for now. But I want to thank you all for listening in again, and take a look at these pictures a little closer. I've extended them out, as you can tell, and it's still rolling by, just so that you don't forget that a lot of these structures, if you look at the maps that I showed you before, a lot of these structures can be correlated, especially the underwater ones, to land masses that were here when those maps were made, or some of them anyway, especially the rock ones. So, with that in mind, keep investigating things, question everybody. I look forward to any questions you might have on this stuff. I can, it's hard for me to try to give you something that could take an hour-long show in 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever length of my little shows end up being. I don't think any of them's gone past 20 minutes or whatever. But, yeah, I'll get on that. I've got a lot more information that I just haven't been able to get my hands on some of my old files for some reason. And so I have almost 30 years worth of research gathered together here, and trying to pull it out for these shows is sometimes daunting. And with that little tone, that means our time's up, folks. So I will talk to you all next week with number 8 in our series. Have a great night or a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Okay, everybody, that's another edition of Ancient Alien Update, Ancient Alien Theory Update, if you want to get technical. I hope you enjoyed everything we talked about this week. Next week, conspiracies. Make sure you check out our sister site, MJ12, Eyes to the Sky. Matthew Bowers has put together quite a wonderful site there. Also, don't forget Clarence Mitchell's Blog Talk radio shows. See you next time, folks.